Welcome.
This is the Charles Owen experience.
Oh, wow. The Charles Eoghan experience.
Welcome back, friend.
Good play on words there. Sounds a lot
This
like
is the Charles Owen experience.
sounds a lot like the Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah,
I've only just noticed
he
that.
copied us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Train by day,
Awesome.
Charles Owen experience podcast by night,
On the
all
shitter.
day.
On the shit.
All right, guys, remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. On our Spotify account, we have 602
Billion.
ratings, 5 stars. So far, that's pretty good.
Thanks, man. Ooh.
Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up, fellas.
Yeah, let's keep
Keep
I'll
subscribing
keep
on
liking it every
YouTube.
time.
Yeah.
I go on Spotify and like it all the time.
We missed the podcast. Well, what happened was we were just having this discussion off the air, off air.
Off record.
The camera did the filming in slow motion, and you know,
Insane.
I need to speed it up and try and match. It's a whole thing. I haven't tried that hard, but we will get there. I've got plenty of time this weekend.
If it takes less than 20 minutes, it's probably worth it.
Yep, it should do.
Right. That's
So yeah, we'll get
excellent.
that. There we go. Anyway, we're here now.
Yeah.
You're good?
I'm good. I went to Greece for a wedding. Fantastic. What a time. Ate some really good fish.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Wow.
Great. Had some alcohol. Not too much.
You're
not too
an
little.
alcoholic. What's
I
wrong
am
with
an
you?
alcoholic.
Are you an alcoholic?
Yeah, now I am an alcoholic. Now that I've had alcohol,
Oh,
that's kind of how it goes, isn't it? Once you've had it, you can't
you're triggered.
have it.
No, you're triggered. Yeah.
It's begun, mate, the spiral. But yeah,
Right.
all good, mate, all good. And we're back to training now, enjoying my time at the beautiful Roger Grocery Academy and the beautiful
Slippery.
Submission Grappling Club school.
Mats. Ooh.
The toilets there are the most disgusting thing I've ever smelt. Here's a question.
All right.
Have you ever been inside a toilet where they have a radiator?
No.
It seems like the worst idea imaginable, doesn't it?
Well, it heats up the room, doesn't it? And all the smells
And
of
all
the feces
And it's a
and all
boys'
the...
school, so you can imagine everyone's going to the toilet and wanking at lunchtime. You're partial to a wank, aren't you, Char?
Don't mind that.
And if you're wanking like directly on the radiator, then
Wow.
that shit's gonna stink.
Would you do that on the radiator?
You know what? It's a boys' school. Probably someone, like the radiator's just as you come in the door, so maybe someone was really in a rush and they didn't have time to make it to the. They were edging
Make it to the
and-
sink. Yeah.
all the sinks are right next to them. But yeah, the
Okay,
first thing you see you walk in, radiator on the left is the sink. So probably radiator gets the most
Semen.
blast,
Yeah.
and then the sinks are second, and then the surrounding toilets and yeah,
Blast
urinals.
radius is huge. Shout out to any women who listen to this podcast. Shout out. They'll
Yeah.
appreciate that. They'll get it.
I'd like to see some stats on that.
It's got to be low.
99 to 1%.
Yeah, my Instagram
Do we even
is,
have 100 viewers?
is now 100 views. No, for women, it can't be. If you're a woman,
No, it's in total
oh, so what do you mean?
per episode.
How many views do we get?
Yeah.
1.6 to 2K
Really?
per episode.
All right. There's probably like
For the
One
Spotify
woman
listeners,
then?
like 3K.
shout out our female follower, whoever you may be.
Fionn Davies, she listens to this.
Does she?
She
actually?
loves it, yeah.
What a waste of time.
I don't think she does.
Nah, definitely not. Surely she's got other podcasts to listen to.
Yeah.
There's really good ones out there.
Call her daddy. That's my missus listens to that podcast. She loves it. It's a famous female podcast.
Call her daddy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, should we wrap it up?
What a name. Yeah. It's a good chat, though.
Good to
It's
see
nice
you.
to speak to you again.
I've returned to training again today. I felt very good. I felt very strong.
How many-
Really fucking strong.
How many
Yeah.
bear and bolos did you hit?
Not one. We need to go over that technique again. You know what I'm like.
Mate,
I'm
not one. Are you an asshole?
You know what I'm like. You teach me technique. I'm like, oh, this is great. I forget it.
Uncoachable.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, right. Just forgetful.
Just forgetful.
Yeah.
I forget it.
Just
it.
Try it. Did
I'm
you
getting
try
so-
it? What?
Well, yeah, I tried it a couple of weeks ago. What I'm getting good at is a nice little Kimura sweep from the palm. I can actually hit the Kimura as well. But I use it as a
Break
sweep.
people.
Yeah, I
You've
love
broken
that.
any shoulders?
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You're just breaking shoulders. I find that so
Oh,
in training.
yeah.
It's just really funny.
Really fine. Oh, sorry, mate. There goes your shoulder.
Shoulder.
Weights has been going good. Been loving the hypertrophy cluster
You've got
sets.
some new weights.
Variation. Yeah, 52s, 55 kgs.
55, mate. Who's that even for?
I did the 52s the other day, last set. It was hard work.
How many repetitions?
I did 4 reps of the 52 kgs
Oh, mate. That's a lot of reps.
on the 8th set of the cluster set.
Good
I'm
lord.
loving it. It's a good mix up.
Cloth
I don't exactly follow the Jake Jura's whole program as it's written, but I mixed it up to what I think would work for jits guys. And it's people are like, oh, isn't that too much volume? I don't think so. I think it's a great amount. 8
4 times
sets.
8 isn't that much.
Huh?
4 times 8 is not that much. It's like 6 times 5.
No, when we're doing 8 times 5s. 8 times 5.
40 total reps. That's
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Yeah, it's great though. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, yeah. I like the lower rep counts as you can get the higher weights. You also get a lot of practice in.
Exactly. You get a lot of practice in at like pretty heavy weights, and it exposes you to heavier weights over time, which helps you get a bit more, strength and power because you get to move it fast. Short rest periods too. Keeps you active.
Just there's more variability. If you're only doing 4 reps, you can do, e.g., start at 40 and work your way all the way up to a nice 52 with an even spread.
I just go for it, mate. I start. I
Start on the
warm up.
90s.
Yeah, eat sad.
He said.
I'll start on the dumbbell bench, 30 kgs to warm up. I'm good. Then go straight to 47s, 2 sets of 47, and 50 from there.
50 pounds
Each side.
each side. It is each side, though.
It is each side, 50
Wouldn't be
kgs
that
each side, yeah.
impressive otherwise.
Right.
No, not really at all.
Yeah, it's good. Deadlifts, you can do that. Deadlifts, squats. Should we get a question going? Or you
right.
just chip it away?
All right, then let's chip away at these friendly requests. So I'll start where we usually start, I guess.
Friend request, sharp.
First
MySpace.
question asked.
What was that
I
lean
like.
photo you had on there? That was very humorous.
Did you actually?
This would be good for the listeners.
This
Yeah,
is
there you go.
one.
Beautiful.
Great.
Wow. Yeah.
Some meat there.
Yeah.
Really good spread.
It's a picture of a fat woman there, which is quite funny.
I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes Matteuz Footlocks so good? And how do you think he goes versus Levi?
Ooh. Oh, that would be a fantastic match.
Let me tell you something, geezer. It's not just the Footlocks, it's the Bowlers as well. So
Bolo versus Bolo. They both have
Bolo
an
versus
excellent
Bolo,
bolo.
but I think Matteuz has got the advantage on the straight footlock. It's, the Bolo and the straight footlock are like 2 peas in a pod.
Like tuna and pizza. They go together so well.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
It's a
What? You don't like it?
There's an Adam Sandler movie reference. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it. Sorry, mate.
Go on. It might be head.
Anyway,
So he said lamb and tuna fish, but anyway, yeah.
lamb and tuna fish. Beautiful combo.
They go together like lamb and tuna fish. Tuna
Adam
and
Sandler
pizza.
does that accent.
It's
Zoolander?
no, what's his name?
Borat.
No, it's an Adam Sandler film. Big Daddy,
I ain't seen that.
the lawyer. They
No, I
they
ain't
went
seen
together
that.
like lamb and tuna fish. Anyway, Matej Szczynski, Bolo against
Yeah.
Levi.
Yeah, so Levi is very good at bolos, obviously, but Matteuz is also very good at bolos. What makes his footlock so good? He just gets the grip perfect, doesn't he? He just knows exactly when it's going to break and when it's not going to break. And also all the entries and the follow-ups surrounding that one move just make it, even if you somehow desperately avoid that move, you'll get boloed in some other way. So I think we'll see the combo of bolo and straight footlock being played between the two. I think it's going to be a great match. I'm very much looking forward to that.
That'd be a fantastic match.
Who would you give it to? I've got to back my EU boy.
I'm a big fan of Szczynski, even though Levi's Australian. I'm a big Matteuz fan.
Yeah.
We like him a lot.
Yeah, you've got an English passport now, so you can
Yeah.
call yourself an EU fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I'll give it to Matteuz.
Yeah, Matteuz, as they say.
I think Matteuz is probably a bit stronger as well,
Matteuz.
if that counts for anything at that level.
You think
of
he's
exchange.
stronger?
He probably is, yeah.
Very wiry, isn't he? I think
Yeah.
he lifts a lot.
I've seen him in the weight room. He looks good.
Does he smash? I haven't really.
Yeah, he's good.
haven't done a session with him in a while.
Santiri versus Ben Bennett. That's a great match.
I'll have to give that to Santeri on, just on past
Santeri.
performances. Santeri's a lot bigger, I feel like, as well.
He's a big
Santeri's
boy.
Chunky boy. He's a big fella. Good wrestling.
Mm.
Ben Bennett has an awkward style, though. You can never count him out, eh? Yeah. I like when you do that. Makes us feel like friends more. Less so there.
The
That's-
Daniel Cormier. Oh,
Yeah, that's good. What's the Daniel Cormier?
just the fingertips on the shoulders. You know, the post-fight. You told me this one. The post-fight interview. How he's like
Yeah, because
Doesn't want to get too
sweaty,
sweat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he goes like this.
claws
Just
at the top.
Not even the fingers, but just the nail. It's
Shout out
really
DC. I think he's a great commentator for the sport. I like DC.
I like when you watch Jiu Jitsu instructionals and they put their hand on their uki's thigh
For ages.
a long time. And it's just like, well, if I remove it now, it was all for nothing.
You got to commit to it.
Yeah, you got to commit to it until the drill starts. But let's say you've got a bit more to say before the instruction starts. That hand's got to stay there and maybe even creep up the thigh as the move is introduced.
Yes, sexual tension. This is a great... All right, let's get to the bottom of this question once and for all. Well, hold on, mate. Let me be surprised. Because I'm actually looking forward to hearing your opinion on this. Which tunnels are better, the ones in Vietnam or the Jewish tunnels in New York?
Actually, that's a good question, to be fair.
It's got to be Vietnam.
I would say it's Vietnam, isn't it? They've just had a bit... Well, I say they've had a bit more experience, but...
They fucking won a war with those
actually,
tunnels.
the best tunnel is the ones you haven't discovered yet.
No.
So the fact that the Vietnamese ones have been discovered... I mean, maybe they haven't, but...
They were discovered, yeah. They knew about them.
Yeah, I mean, they knew about them. They were everywhere, but... Were they as extensive as the New York tunnels? I don't know.
And how long were the New York ones going for before people figured them out?
Exactly. And is it the only New York tunnel? Or is this just the first that they found?
Basically, the question comes down to who tunnels better, Jewish people or Vietnamese?
I would say that the Vietnamese tunnels were more impressive because they were actually used in a war scenario and they were, built a lot quicker. And also, I would say that one thing is that the Vietnamese people are smaller, so they could fit in smaller tunnels. So probably they didn't have to dig the tunnel so wide. On the other hand, I think that their tunnels weren't as extensive.
They're pretty fucking extensive, to be fair.
The Vietnamese tunnels.
Yeah, you can go in them if you go to
Really?
if you go to Hoi An. If you're claustrophobic, it's a disaster for you.
How big is it though? Could I fit in it?
Yeah, but like you'd be crouching and like crawling through them. It'd be terrifying.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Could you fit money through there?
You can fit. Yeah. They tunneled through them. They're very extensive.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that. I thought they were just like little trapdoor type things.
They've made little like booby traps and stuff. They get like sticks and you'd fall in them.
Shove them up the arsehole.
They did. Jokes aside, they'll sharpen sticks, put the ends of with shit all over them, so you'd fall down them. It would cut you, and obviously because they all had shit on them, you get infection straight away. So you'd be like, oh fuck, you're all cut up from falling into this booby trap, and because all the barbs were covered in shit, you'd get an infection.
Really? With shit as well?
Yeah, with shit.
Is that the easiest way to...
It's pretty much a guaranteed infection, isn't it? You get spiked, and it's been covered in like sewage.
With poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And it's been sitting in
Maybe
the
just
sun.
poison or something, though. I mean, who has poison these days? But maybe if you lived in Vietnam in the
Shit's
jungle.
cheap. Everyone
Yeah,
shits.
Yeah, I guess if you need an easy, cheap infectious substance, then you can just take a shit.
Well, there we go.
All right, that was a good...
Vietnamese?
I enjoyed the... Yeah, I'll go with the Vietnamese ones. We'll have to do a bit more research, and I guess as time passes, we'll find out more and more about the tunnels exact. New York has a big subway system as well, so I guess those are pretty impressive tunnels.
Yeah.
If you're going to count them.
I'll be in New York.
And I'd say they're probably also Jewish built, those New York tunnels.
Could be. Irish, maybe. Italian, African.
Yeah.
The whole lot. Irish.
Yeah, true.
A lot of Irish.
There are a lot of Irish there. So, yeah, Irish tunnels are quite impressive.
Irish. You're half Irish, aren't you?
Yeah. Tunneler at heart.
Half French, half Irish. Surrender. Fucking surrender, aren't you?
Surrender monkeys. Okay. Any little things you'd recommend on doing around a rib injury?
Cars, some rib mobilization. It depends, really. You can still train your legs, boss. Go to the gym, train the legs, get on the leg machines.
Cars, and also breathing very deeply in these positions, as the rib cage will move as you breathe, not just the diaphragm, but the actual ribs will go wild. So you get, let's say, it hurts a little bit here, but it's not too bad, and I can't get any more range. Then start to do really deep breaths, and then you'll get a little bit of rib cars going. More than just spine cars.
That's a big shout out to the David Gray and Angus Bradley. Ravid Gay, whatever the hell his name is. He does a good core program. Actually, shout out Angus Bradley. He does a very good one as well. If you do have a rib injury, it is so boring to do, but some of the breathing exercises will be useful for you.
Yeah.
It's fucking painful. As in, it's just boring to do. But if you learn how to use your ribs and diaphragm and breathe correctly, it'll pay off dividends in the long run.
Yeah, you got the rest of your life to use that special knowledge that you have on your rib
It is.
functionality.
Yeah, David Gray, Angus Bradley breathing program. Check it out.
Yeah,
David Gray's
really
core.
good.
It's the core one.
And then
really.
after a while, you can get back to training. Just got to be careful, work around it, sort of thing. Like, you know, be very strict with not re-injuring that there rib that you're talking about, and you'll be fine to train.
Yeah.
In ways you couldn't imagine.
Get it moving again. Make sure you can incorporate some side bending movements. Get the flexion back into it. Get some rotation. You need flexion, extension, side bending, rotation. Those 3 planes of those 4 planes of movement. It's 3 really. Flexion, extension, up and down's 1. Get those ranges of motion back.
Yeah.
And you'll be good.
Right. Should I sink time into reverse close guard? K-guard entry feels free, and entry from 50-50 also feels free. Yeah, I think you should, mate. I think if you're seeing it in high-level competition, it's worth putting some time into. If you don't think it'll last the test of time, then you still need to learn it because you got to learn the counters and all that kind of stuff. So, yes.
I never
do
see you hit reverse close guard, boss.
I do it very occasionally. One thing that I don't like is, like, you have to head post without really too much to frame with. I don't like the head post to invert without hands supporting or a shoulder to support.
Neck risking.
Yeah, mildly neck risking on very slippery floors, but there's definitely, I use it a lot, to be fair now. I wouldn't say a lot, but I'll be looking for it. Every time someone defends the K-guard properly and pass my leg across, then I can shoot my legs up and get a reverse close guard. I wouldn't say I use it a lot, but I'm thinking about it. I'm always thinking.
All right. Did you go for the A block from there?
Yeah.
The Abe lock.
He actually showed me, he sent me a video showing me some other finishes from there. The A block.
Abe.
With the Abe. The Japanese Abe.
Yeah.
Really good judoka. Yeah, he just DMs me. But yeah, Abe, the
Abe
fella,
the
he's
Mountain.
actually quite a nice fella.
Abe the
sent
Mountain.
me
Shout out, yeah.
some details on finishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually prefer the one that he sent me. He said it's more braking pressure and it suits me because the grip suits me better. So
Excellent.
there. Excellent. What a time to be alive. You want to go, mate? Or shall I keep chugging away?
Well,
Yeah, whatever, I guess. Fuck.
what do you think of functional fitness like Sandbags, etc. versus traditional? It's fine.
Good for heart.
Good for the heart. Good for the
Builds your
soul.
heart, yeah.
Mental stability
Like
too.
soul food.
Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, by all means. You could pick up a heavy sandbag and be like, right, I'm going to do 8 sets of 5 or 4 sets of whatever, or the amount of sets and reps I want to do with this sandbag, pick it up and squat with it or throw it over my shoulder. For sure, you could do that. It's a great option. Nothing against it. Versus a Zercher deadlift or a Zercher squat. Same. Here's what you could do. Try it for yourself. If you have access to sandbags, go, I'm just going to do 8 weeks of sandbag squats or deadlifts or throw over the shoulders and see how it works for me.
I might actually prefer to be holding a sandbag rather than for a Zercher EG, to be hugging it like this rather than
Do you want me to get
bicep
one?
curling it.
I might get some big dead balls, to be fair.
What if I don't like it?
Yeah, I love dead balls.
Is that the big Atlas
Big?
stone?
Yeah, they're fucking great. Before I had the spine surgery, Mate, I used to do 110 kg Atlas stones.
I did
Pick them up,
150.
search them back, boom. Yeah. I wouldn't get a big stone in here. I'd get a big ball filled with like dead sand or like iron sand. They're fucking good. 60 kgs of that. You'll feel nice and strong. Yeah, I like them. You could do them as a, you could just replace your squatting exercise or your deadlifting exercise. Do that. All right.
Change it up. Why even measure the weight? You could just go and find stones that are big and impressive to lift and just lift them and post it.
Yep.
And you don't need to post the reps or anything.
No.
It's much easier that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah, you could mix it up. If you've got access to them, why not mix it up? I guess ultimately you're asking for some sets and reps here. All right, so you go to the gym and you're like, all right, there's a big, heavy, 60 to, let's say, 50 to 100 kg dead ball. Most gyms won't have 100. And you can go, all right, I'm going to do 5 sets of 5 to 10 reps, lifting this ball up over the shoulder, drop it down, turn around, pick it back up. depending on how heavy the ball is, will dictate how many reps you're going to do.
Would you say the risk of spinal injury is much higher with a ball?
No.
Right.
If anything, it's going to help you build a nice, resilient spine because you really got to bend over to pick it up.
Yeah, but there's a period where you're actually just spinally lifting it up, isn't there?
Yeah, same as a Zercher deadlift, really, or a Zercher squat. Look, here's the thing.
Perfect.
Over time, your body will adapt to it and you'll get much stronger.
Anything's possible.
It really is, yeah.
If you just burnt yourself a little bit every day, eventually
Not the
you'd
same,
be
Chief.
impervious to
Check
flames.
out an Instagram page called Zika Strength, and there's a geezer. They did a little
Zika.
breakdown. Irish fellas. No. Sika. Sika. What did I say? Zika.
Zika.
Wow, Sika.
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 Zika.
And they've got the geezer. I'm not sure what country it's from. It looks like a Middle Eastern country. And this guy he has 150 kg stone, and he just picks it up, puts it on his shoulder, and just does multiple reps of squats and puts it back down, lifts it up again, and he's fucking strong. 150 kg stone.
How heavy is the geezer?
He doesn't look that big, probably like 90 to 100 kgs.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so yeah, they're great. They're great. Strongman training will get you nice and strong. So yeah, mix it in.
Great. Will do.
Both are great options. It doesn't have to be so stuck in the mud. The purpose of lifting weights, again, is just to make sure you're nice and strong. If you're nice and strong, you'll be more resilient to injury, and then you'll be able to train better.
Have you watched the film The Drunken Master?
What? No.
Whatever. Crossface details. How to...
Oh, okay. Does it have any links to...
Yeah, well, not tightly enough.
Right, okay, yeah, forget about it.
We'll go on. If
Shout out
you've watched
Nick
it, though,
Cage.
he does some sick workouts, mate. Mate, this guy.
All right, we'll talk about that.
I think it's... Is it Jackerel? Jackinson? Jackerel Chan.
Jacare.
Jacare Chan. I think it's Jacare Chan. I can't remember if it's... Jasper Chan. One of
Jackie
them
Chan,
anyway.
yeah.
One of them.
Jackie Chan.
He's upside down, hanging his legs. You know, like if you're in school and you're
He's doing
hooking
sit-ups.
onto your leg.
Yeah.
He's not doing sit-ups. He's getting a cup of tea and he's filling one. He's lifting the water and pouring it up, and then he has to go back down and then do another sit-up and pour the water from one bucket into another.
Fascinating.
That's going to be really good training when we
Shout
start.
out Jackie Chan.
Does his own stunts. Doesn't give his son a penny. And he has a... Well, quite rightly, am I right, fellas? Woo. Yeah, because his son is weird or something.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Crossface details. How to cinch in tighter crossface to get armpit grip if opponent is framing, etc. So I would
Shout
say...
out tripod passing. I fucking love that.
No, I would say if they're posting on your hip and like pushing you on the hip post before you get a chance to get the crossface, take an underhook.
Ah.
And if they're just like digging their elbow inside your knee, you can try to win the inside knee position relative to their elbow and then use that to get a near side underhook. And then you will have either an underhook or if they're digging their elbow in, you can get a crossface and then try to replace your knee. So yeah, really... Look for a near side underhook or a crossface. If you want to cinch in a crossface tighter, it's situational dependent, i.e. if they're pushing away, it won't work. You can also C-grip the armpit and like wriggle your hand and twist it through so you get more length on that shoulder, and eventually you can grab their lat with your middle finger and get a good pulling grip. If you can't really pull them, you'll never really get the pressure forward on their face from the crossface. They'll always be able to slide away. So if you can't at least pull your partner towards you, you need to keep adjusting the crossface. So that's why when you've got big fellas, it's pretty hard to crossface them. If they stay concave, you know, it's hard for you to reach that far lat and squash their head down to the floor. So you've got to really take extra time to squash their face properly without losing your grip.
I fucking love a crossface.
When I get it in tight, it's a submission.
Yeah, you got a good crossface. Yeah, wouldn't submit me though.
It's a submission. It would submit anyone in the world.
Not me.
Okay. Cool.
Go on.
I guess. Is Gordon the best passer in the world?
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yes.
He's got to be.
By the numbers? Nah, just from looking at it, it just looks like absolutely crushing. Anyway,
It just looks exhausting.
yeah.
It looks so tiring.
feel like he's very ready for everything. It's not like
He knows what's going to be thrown at him.
yeah, he's well practiced in loads of different systems, and he's not bad at any of them.
Marigali looked fantastic.
Oh wow, yeah, he did.
That little step over pass, he went, oi.
He kicked his legs out like a little jig, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah, I think to be fair, that Wagner was pretty tired there.
Yeah, he looked exhausted.
He looked quite a lot bigger than Wagner, didn't he, Marigali?
He's a big unit, man.
He's fucking huge.
He walks around at least 100 kgs. And
Do you
he's
like Wagner's uppercut?
They laughed about that, I think.
What, the commentators?
I think that he does a little uppercut, then he laughs, and then Marigali's like, doesn't.
Did you just punch me? You'd have been fucking dead.
That's very funny.
Horse into a giraffe with that.
Yeah, a good match, though.
Turned the hip as well. It was excellent.
Marigali, he looks very solid.
Yeah, he looks very good. Nice armbar finish.
Good back control,
how
too.
He swapped the control of his legs from one way to the other. Quite interesting. At one point, you just knocked something over, Charles. Sorry.
I knew that was going to happen at some point.
At one point, he had his legs crossed one way, and then he crossed them the other way when he went to actually pull the arm away from the body.
Oh.
So interesting. I wonder what the point of that was. Maybe it was just initially wasn't locked how he wanted it to, and then he changed it, or maybe circumstances changed and then he locked his feet differently. I'll have to have another look to see what I determine is the answer. There was also a Fight Pass Invitational.
I was about to say that.
I watched that as well. That was some good matches. Nicky Rod and Mason Fowler was actually a very good match. I thought Mason Fowler played the tactics, not tactics, but like he just had a very good strategy for the match where you could see he had certain answers. He like used the rubber guard pretty well at the start to defend Nicky Rod's body lock pass, made him give it up a couple times, but then towards the end, Nicky Rod was able to secure the pass, and that's eventually what got him the points and the win. But other than that, he had some nice single leg like wrestle ups, and yeah, it looks like he buried his head right under Nicky Rod's legs, so Nicky Rod found it very hard to sprawl off in that scenario, and then he was able to stand up with the single leg and run the pipe a couple times. He got to Nicky Rod's, well, I didn't get to the back, but he had a body lock, a rear body lock. And yeah, it's more than a lot of people have managed on Nicholas Rod. I mean, Roberto Jimenez maybe almost got him with a footlock, but in terms of just positional play, Nicky Rod usually doesn't get put in much trouble, but that time he was put in not much trouble, but a little bit of trouble. So fair play. A good match indeed. What else? There was the flying scissors from Renato Canuto. I used to do that a lot, but, dangerous. From a single leg, at least, just flying scissors is pretty dangerous.
What about the Luke Griffin fight and
yeah, excellent.
Kane and Durant?
Yeah, I feel like all the Danaher guys are very good at hand fighting and collar tying people. If you've noticed, most of their initial the initial part of their matches, unless they pull guard for whatever reason, but most of the initial part of their matches is just hand fighting and collar tying, and they're just better than other people at collar tying and winning that initial battle. They keep a hand low and they walk up to them, and then once they make some sort of contact, then the hand comes up and they start swatting at the head. And there's not really any actual attempts made initially other than just like ragging the head and getting the person tired. And I'd say the reason that works is because a lot of people aren't very good at dealing with the collar tie. Like they get collar tied and they just sort of like push their head down really hard and try and like rip their head away, and like you just get tired doing that. Basically, every time you do that without punishing them for taking a collar tie, it gets worse. And the other problem is that because they're just ragging the head, they're not really doing it. You don't have much opportunity to use the collar tie. Whereas if someone was just holding the collar tie for a while, you could use it to push, pull, set stuff up. But they're just sort of doing the shaking thing as if you had a collar, and it seems fucking annoying. So it kind of forces early shots in a way, or it forces more aggressive hand fighting. Yeah, it's a good strategy, good to watch. And then once people's posture starts getting broken, then the foot sweeps come, the arm drags come. They start to just like leave the collar tie on, and the front headlock threats start to come in. And yeah, underhooks as well. That's how Luke got to Kainan Durant's back. Am I pronouncing that? Durant?
Kevin
Durant, Jurinan.
That's the one.
Yeah, he got to his back. Very nice. You see how he threw in the hook as the roll was happening?
He's got that.
And the
Stupendous.
finish was excellent as well.
Yeah, good chat on the collar tying to make them really tired. And then...
Yeah, bit weird that they let it go at the very edge of the mat. Like, you may as well have a cage if you're going to have people pushing you in from the side of the mat.
I don't like that UFC fight pass setup. I don't like elevated stages. I get it. It's better for viewing.
Yeah.
But it's just make it way, way bigger.
But most people are viewing it at home. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the gate is at a jiu-jitsu event.
It's gotta be
not
awful.
Millions, fam.
Huh?
It's not millions at
No.
a jiu-jitsu event. You're definitely not making millions. So
Just
you
put it on the floor.
do a pit. The
Yeah.
pit is good. Everyone can see. It's the same idea as like a stage. Like if you go to a, you know, I like to go to the, what's it called? Theater.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's really good, mate. Theater,
Oh,
trust me.
fantastic.
You ever heard of The Lion King?
I've seen that.
Have you ever heard of, I actually watched one recently. What's it called? Total Recall.
It's another Schwarzenegger movie.
Is that no, not Total Recall. It's the one where there's like 3 people who predict crimes in the future.
Goodfellas.
No, it's called Minority Report.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's actually in Hammersmith, mate, in the Lyric Theatre.
Did you like it?
Fucking mate, it was brilliant. Honestly,
Fantastic.
there was a bit of what's it called?
Nudity?
No, you know when they do like
No, it's just a...
sort of weird dancing.
Oh, interpretive dancing.
Interpretive dancing, and I was like, wow.
How am I
literally did that in
how am I going to
GCSE.
interpret this?
Yeah, well, it was easy to interpret. That's what I'm saying.
Ah.
You knew exactly what they were getting at. Anyway,
Right.
that was an aside. What was it? What was you talking about?
Getting into, basically, what I found interesting about what you were saying was the sequencing of collar tying, keep the hand low, get them tired. The foot sweeps come into play, the arm drags come into play,
Yeah.
and then you make an easier takedown versus trying to do a single leg or a double leg.
Yeah. I think there's
It's like a timing and a sequencing strategy.
people, yeah, it's just people not good at using a collar tie and not good at clearing a collar tie, like an elbow pass, whatever that's called. And like the strategy of just like pulling their head and shaking it really fast kind of makes it very hard for you to do anything with the collar tie.
Gordon seems to do that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just same for Marigali.
Yeah, Marigali does that. All the Danaher guys seem to do that. They
Griffin.
get a collar tie and and then they circle away from it. So it just wastes a bit of energy. And then next time the guys get a bit more desperate, maybe they start to like lift their head up and they start to fake the legs, or they start to go underhook after a leg fake. There's a good up and down strategy. And yeah, not much hand fighting is taught generally. It's like shots, it's fakes, but the actual hand fighting, like switching the grips, is not taught.
It's always a single leg or a double leg that doesn't work, doesn't it? When it's like just teaching, it should be.
As in only teaching a single leg.
Well, you go to lots of jiu-jitsu classes and there's always lots of single legs and double leg teachings.
The problem is just like you're in front of someone, you level change, knee drop, shoot forward, and try to take a single or double leg. Like if you're in front of them, there's just no reason why it should work. There's no mention, like the level change fine, but why would your partner not level change with you? There's no setup. There's no like, you know, if you did a couple fakes to set it up, maybe it would make more sense. Don't you take that bike, you fucking cunt.
See you later. That line bike's gone,
Nah,
boss.
there's 2 there. Don't you fucking touch it.
There's
Anyway.
4 of them out there, but anyway.
Okay, yeah, so we'll be all right then, yeah. But yeah, like getting angle, that's another thing that you notice that, yeah, getting angle with a grip. So clearing a collar tie, e.g., gaining
fucking
angle.
love a bit of that.
I love
hate
to do that.
Yeah.
And then
You're
they
always
turn to face
there.
you.
You're always here or
Just-
you're always there.
Just what the fuck are you doing there, man?
Do you know what I mean? You're never there. If you're there, that's when I laugh at you and go, "You're pathetic." I push you away like you're a little ant
Yeah.
because I'm significantly stronger than you.
Yeah,
But when you're over
52s.
there, I'm like,
Oh,
it's a lot harder to get away.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
just
continue.
like an unwanted friend. All right,
Oh.
my right hand man that I don't like. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
okay,
We
okay.
haven't got long, mate.
We got 15
We've got
minutes.
1 second.
Right.
Go
on.
Here we go. Barefoot shoes. Good BJJ mat strength and footlock defense.
No.
You don't like them? Not on the mat.
It's not going to change anything for you, boss. Like, why
What
would it?
about your toes being crushed together whilst you walk around?
Just maybe, but no, it's not. It's not going to help your foot. Like, look, footlock defense is like obviously
No,
you
not for
keeping.
footlock
What does it
defense.
say?
Oh, it does say footlock defense.
That's what I mean. No, it won't help you.
Nah,
It's
no,
not-
Forget
it's-
about footlock defense. Unless you go to heel with someone, a white
No,
belt,
mate,
and they're
I've got
just like,
barefoot shoes,
yeah,
innit?
I'll wear Vivos. Fucking
They
hell.
won't help you, boss.
Yeah.
They won't help you. Look at the feet of like, Some NBA athlete. Yeah, fucking hell, that's where we go. If you like Vivo shoes, by all means wear them. Otherwise, we just wear normal shoes that you like.
Maybe something to be said for just good foot. What's it called? Stepping.
Even then, like they could go the other way if you're not used to them. I swapped to them for ages, and it really hurt my hip. Really, because my foot got stuck. It wasn't pronating and supinating properly. But that's my issue. So I prefer to wear Asics. So yeah, if
like barefoot feel though. I feel like I really get nice steps.
It is, but you don't want to be stepping. But some people love them and they do lots of steps with them and it works for them. But you just got to be mindful of how your foot moves. That's the main thing. If you want strong feet, you got to move your...
David Gray and then buy them.
Yeah.
Best game plan against a juiced 50 pounds heavier opponent, leg locks back. So when he says 50 pounds, he means about 22 kilos.
Yeah, 21.
Right. So, leg locks and back. Threaten the back to make your partner open up space and then use that to enter leg locks.
No.
If they stay on their knees.
Oh, yeah, 22. You
fucking nailed it, mate. I fucking nailed it. Yeah. And then, or you could try and go arm bar and that kind of stuff, get to mount, and then,
You covered this last time, too.
Isolate a limb. If they're much bigger, generally leg locks, get to the back, circle around them. If they're on there, if they're standing, then I would try to connect to the legs and, enter the regs.
Right, got 2 questions here. Both pretty similar. Suffer the slip disc in February from deadlifting. What to do instead of deadlifts? And then what are some principles to work with when you're getting back into lifting after an injury? Oh, okay, cool. So if you've got a slip disc, the main thing is just to let it settle down, but you can still keep training. I'd still recommend you still doing upper body training, and you can do some lower body. Make sure you're still getting the legs working, especially the glutes and hamstrings. Stick to a bit of machine work. If you've got access to a belt squat, that's great. I'd recommend you can get back into some deadlifting, but just start doing it properly. If you have
really scary, mate.
Well, if you've got a slip disc, the disc will... fuck. The disc will recover. If you've had spine surgery, like me, and you have, only a quarter of the disc left or half of the disc left, you won't axial load. You won't be able to axial. Your back won't be able to take the pressure of the axial load going down. But if you've got a slip disc and it recovers, I'd say learn how to do your deadlifts properly. You could do block pulls, so you're deadlifting off a higher platform. You could do a trap bar deadlift off a higher platform. You could do a sumo stance. You got to find which variation is going to work best for you. Alternative variations, do some RDLs, do some glute hamstring developers. If you just don't like that hinging pattern, try some single leg deadlifts where it's going to be a lighter load and learn how to just, you need to learn how to understand the hinging pattern at best. That's my main recommendation to you. I don't know how you've been deadlifting and I don't know how strong you are. That would be my first question. How strong are you? What were you lifting? Because if it's like, 100 kgs, I'd say, look, boss, you need to, refine the technique, get it better. If you slip the disc at 300 kilos, that's a bit of a different story. I'd be like, boss, you need to dial it down a bit. Maybe swap to some different variations so you don't lift as heavy. Do you know what I mean? Learn how to hip hinge correctly. I've given you a bunch of variations there.
Big, mate.
Do those variations.
Insane.
Mix it up.
Hinge
But the
well.
most important thing is learning how to hinge well. A lot of people who come to see me, when I go, all right, let's have a look at your deadlift. The hinge pattern isn't there, and you will get injured if you keep progressing that heavy over time.
Should we talk about the gentleman?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll finish on that.
Well, let's talk
Yeah.
about the gentleman.
It's a fantastic show.
Man, really good. Whoever produced that, give me a shout. We'll do some training. Maybe
We trained with that geezer today. Shout out Ivan. He said
Tony.
he said he watches the podcast too, so he might even see
Really?
this. If he's
Wow.
watched it all the way through,
Really
he'll see
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I love the chicken scene.
We
What
like
a-
Guy Ritchie.
The way he said "fuck off" was just like a chicken, and I know
off.
they did that on purpose. But he goes like "fuck off," and then he gets shot.
Yeah. Don't ruin it for the listeners. But watch The Gentleman. It's a great show.
Yeah, I didn't really say much there. It's just
Yeah.
if you've seen it,
Be a
you'll get it.
fucking chicken.
I want you to be a chicken.
Boss, we better finish there so everything's
What, mate?
on time.
6 minutes left. All right, no more.
Yeah, pack up, etc. Clients
Ooh.
can walk in. We get that. See, advanced thinking.
Fucking hell, that's smart.
Do you see what I mean? Guys,
like
remember,
that.
like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. Now, you sell Patreon. How's the Patreon going?
Oh, it's going really well. We've got about 300 members. Now, it's closer to,
It's good, that.
I want to say 30 members. 30 members.
People subscribe, people unsubscribe. It's a process, isn't it?
Very few people have unsubscribed, but some have. And I imagine I get it. You subscribe 1 month, you download all the videos, then you unsubscribe. You wait a couple months, then you download all the videos and you unsubscribe. Now, that's not probably the easiest way of doing it, but I can see if you're a broke piece of shit, that might be what you do.
Yeah, aggressive. Get the Fanatics too. You sell Fanatics.
Yeah, you can
you
get
can
those as
illegally
well.
stream that easily too. Yeah.
Billy. Or you can pay for it on Fanatics and it gives you like points. So every time you watch something on Fanatics, you get free money, like 50 quid per thing.
Fantastic. I got Fanatics. I got a strength program. A lot of people send me questions asking about strength. Oh, what should I do for this? What should I do for that? It's £29. Sign up. If you're in a position where you're like, what should I do with my strength programming? Try the program.
Try getting a personal trainer
Try getting a personal trainer
online.
or try my program. And I guarantee you'll fucking love it. We have to finish there. Rate, subscribe, do all that.
Rate that.
God, it's been so good to see you. I'm so happy to have you
Really
back.
good shot.
Don't leave for too long because I get very upset.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all right.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye.